Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today is 5th of December 2019. It's a Thursday. I'll recite inshallah from Surah Al-Mu'minun, particularly from verse 31. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ثم أنشأنا من بعدهم قرنا آخرين ثم أنشأنا من بعدهم قرنا آخرين فأرسلنا فيهم رسولا منهم أن اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره أفلا تتقون وقال الملأ من قومه الذين كفروا وكذبوا بلقاء الآخرة وأترفناهم في الحياة الدنيا ما هذا إلا بشر مثلكم ما هذا إلا بشر مثلكم يأكل مما تأكلون منه ويشرب مما تشربون ولئن أطعتم بشرا مثلكم إنكم إذا لخاسرون أيعدكم أنكم إذا متم وكنتم ترابا وعظاما أيعدكم أنكم إذا متم وكنتم ترابا وعظاما أنكم مخرجون هيهات هيهات لما توعدون إن هي إلا حياتنا الدنيا نموت ونحيا وما نحن بمبعوثين إن هو إلا رجل افترى على الله كذبا وما نحن له بمؤمنين قال رب انصرني بما كذبون قال عما قليل ليصبحن نادمين فأخذتهم الصيحة بالحق فجعلناهم غثاء فبعدا للقوم الظالمين. In these previous verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us a typical story of a messenger that comes to a community, and what is the typical response from the elders of that community. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeats, we have heard about this kind of conversation and argument and counter argument in several places of the Quran, and this repetition serves a purpose to show that this kind of logic and anti-logic and this kind of conversation that happens is repeating throughout the history. So these are historical patterns that we need to pay attention to, and it's very deeply rooted into the psyche of any community. When there is a haqq and batil, when there is a truth and those who object and deny and reject the truth, and they not only reject the truth, whatever untruth and whatever falsehood they are attached to, they try to defend it with power, they try to defend it with argument, but they cannot, because the argument of the party of the falsehood is very weak. So they cannot be very much rational in their arguments. So they try to create kind of a noise around it and try to persuade the followers of the messenger to not pay attention to the messenger, and often they employ force when they are unable to do it with persuasion. So this is very typical patterns, and the verses that I recited is just a sample, and it might have been with, for example, Qawm Thamud, for example. So these verses doesn't mention the name of the Prophet nor the name of the people, and that's one thing very much observable in the Quran, that what matters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us, conveys the message that these are historical patterns. These are happening to human beings, and if it happens in 1000 years ago, the same thing will happen, because human being is human beings. It's never changing. What changes is the geography, is the time, is the location, is the surrounding, maybe science and technology. Your dress will change, some phenomenal appearance might change, but the human beings from inside is the same. And that's why Allah doesn't want us to be attached too much with the names of the people or the tribe or the which year it happened and these are the matters that that historians show interest in, and they go into so much detail and they lose energy in that area. But Allah wants us gives us a historical pattern to study the elements, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala emphasizes on those parameters that are repeatable regardless of the location, time, people. What are the things that are repeatable? One of the repeatable thing is the essence of the message. The essence of the message. What is the essence? أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ أَفَلَا تَتَّقُونَ. So this is the important thing, and that's why you'll find it repeated so many times. That is the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The submission to the true deity who has created me, you and everybody, and give him his respect, because that's the purpose of our creation, you see. So this is attachment to a purpose, an objective, a meaning for life. This is what the messenger came to tell us, and this is what the modern civilization led by the West wants us to forget. He wants to reduce the human being to a material thing, and when you reduce a human being to the material, then it has no purpose. You and the car that I'm riding is the same. We all boil down into one of those 108 or whatever periodic table of matters is. We boil down to those small constituent. We do not fall into a greater purpose, which is ibadatullah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the first thing that the prophets come to tell us, that you have a meaning for this life, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to cultivate, to create a civilization on a way that Allah pleases, to live giving these hard activities of fear, of love, of taqwa to deities other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to satisfy Allah's love. So these are the elements, okay? And another repeatable pattern is immediately when this kind of message is conveyed, immediately you will find in the society there will be a group that, in this case, Allah called them mala min qawmihi. And this mala is a repeatable historical pattern that is everywhere. Any community there is a mala. The mala are those characterized by maybe considered to be elites in the society, elders in the society. They think themselves to be intellectuals in the society. They are the masters in the society. They try to govern the society, meaning that there is another group who are subdued, subhuman. So you see this Nietzsche's concept of Superman, and then there is the subman, all the other things, the subman. And this psyche is inbuilt in all society, and this is what we witness in the turn of the previous century, 1900s. the 20th century, the beginning with the concept of Superman and Nietzsche, and then that created the movements of fascism, Nazism, racialism, and today we witness it in the white supremacy, the veneration of the Nordic tribes, and all others are just slaves. They do not deserve to live. They are just eating up the resources of the earth. I mean, the Nazism manifested itself to be very clear and structured, and it has, I mean, they went through I studied well-organized program. That's why it became so much evident. But bits and pieces and elements is hidden in the psychology of many of the people, elders in the West today, and in many of the societies. So this is the problem. مَلَأُ مِنْ قَوْمِهِ قَالَ الْمَلَأُ مِنْ قَوْمِهِ. You see? And their character is كَفَرُوا وَكَذَّبُوا بِلِقَاءِ الْآخِرَةِ وَأَتْرَفْنَاهُم فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. How beautifully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enumerated their main problems. What made the mala? First of all, they are kafaru. And kafaru, as I have said repeatedly, it means cover. The English word cover and the Arabic word kafar, they have the same kind of meaning, which is try to cover the truth. They see the truth and they cover it, as the farmer covers the seed underneath the earth. The same way the kafir covers the truth, that is like the sun coming to him, and then it covers it through sunglasses, through wearing blankets, through going inside the home and closing all the shutters of the windows and doors and this kind of thing. Kafaru. And another character, very important character, the denial of the akhirah. كَذَّبُوا بِلِقَاءِ الْآخِرَةِ. They don't believe in a world hereafter. In other words, everything for them is this world. كَذَّبُوا بِلِقَاءِ الْآخِرَةِ. So they do not expect meeting with Allah, the deity, in the day hereafter. And if you do not expect that, then what happens? أَتْرَفْنَاهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. You maximize your means of entertainment and hoarding more money and influence in this world, because this is your world. Everything is this world. So they create themselves as much as possible of influence, money, and try to subdue others, be extractive, extract the resources, employ the slaves in their enjoyment. All this kind is a manifestation of not expecting to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day hereafter. وَتَرَفْنَاهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. So these are the mala, and they don't have logic, as I said. They cannot have a counter argument against the message of the messenger, which is Ubudullah, because Ubudullah is very much logical, sensible, as well as emotional. It attached to the heart, because our heart is always, human being's heart is like the water for fishes. It needs water, and our heart needs to submit to something. And that's why from ancient time people used to submit to whatever they think is great in the nature. Sun, they submit to sun. Some people submit to fire because they found that this is protecting me, so let me submit to a fire, worship the fire. Submit to, I don't know, okay, just go to India and see what kind of things they submit to. So what I'm saying is that ibadatullah, to submit to the creator of this whole universe, is very much logical and needed. So they cannot counter argue it with something else. So what they say, they start to attack the messenger. When they could not attack the message, they start to attack the messenger. Ma hadha illa basharun mithlukum. And all the subsequent verses, I don't have much time, I have to end this video, but the subsequent verses is just nonsensical attack of the messenger. He is just a people like you. Why you are following a people like you? So they try to create this kind of confusion in the public. whereas they have themselves asked the public to follow them, and now they are asking the public not to follow the messenger. Okay, so their logic is that don't follow a human being like you, but they are this what they call it subhuman, and those who are humiliated in the society, they are already following fellow human beings, these elders. So they have no logic actually. And they are saying that if you follow a fellow human being, you're gonna be loser. And then they give this kind of, they try to confuse the community and the crowd, and say that if you turn into dust when you are buried, is it possible that you're gonna come back again? So you see how much you see the similarity between their logic and today's logic. So that's why I'm saying that no matter how much the human beings and societies advance in science, technology, and evolve, actually they are not evolving. Darwin is wrong. They are not evolving. I mean, the complexity of the mentality of the people thousands of years ago is the same complexity of the people today. They don't bring anything new when it comes to the intellectual thinking. Okay, the same thing. They say that if you buried inside the earth, will you come back again? In hiya illa hayatuna dunya. This is our world. So this is a pretty much materialistic view that these people showed, that this is our world, we live and we die, and we'll never gonna raise up again after we are dead. We never raise again after we are dead. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from such kind of deviation and confusion in religion, and may Allah attach our heart and minds to the true God who has created this universe, and may Allah helps us to follow whatever message the messengers came to, and in our time this is the Quran. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.